Imam Abdessalam Yassine said, "I pondered extensively, a long time ago, over the necessity of presenting a well-organized, simplified and inclusive thought that meets the requirements of people who work for Islam. I would be trumping up lies if I said that I had predetermined the utilization of the term the prophetic method, al-Minhaj al-Nabawi, that coincides with the hadith which talks about the second Khilafah." Also said, "We want to build an ummah, worldwide Muslim community, and to do that we need to start from the core, educating and purifying ourselves." A man with such lofty determination, a man who sought his Lord's face courteously and knowledgeably, a man who has authored books so that hearts be awoken from their heedlessness and minds be enlightened. He is the Imam of Renewal, Abdessalam Yassine. It is from the Holy Quran that Imam Yassine at his tender age did imbibe the lights of knowledge, nobility of character and guidance, and rectified his Arabic language. He then aspired to avail himself of every learning and intellectual scholarship, while scaling through a number of educational and administrative offices and responsibilities in the Ministry of Education. He has enriched the educational field with several invaluable books. At the inception of the 70s of the last century, Imam Yassine penned two major books, namely Islam Between the Appeal and the State and Tomorrow Islam, in order to discover the prophetic method which at once encompasses, on the one hand, the individual salvation and the ascent through the rungs of deen, from Islam to Iman to Ihsan, and on the other hand, the collective salvation through channeling the spiritual and intellectual potentials of the Muslim community towards the open vista of the second heralded Khilafah that runs according to the prophetic method. Imam Abdessalam Yassine said, "We build the future of Islam, the future of a Khilafah that runs according to the prophetic method. This would not be accomplished if people and the pillars on which we build remain a valueless scum. So let's start then from spiritual education." This hadith bears glad tidings for the Muslim community that the prophetic method will be re-established again. Imam Yassine held an unwavering belief in the promise of the Prophet, God bless him and grant him peace, for which he exhorted every effort to pave its way. This project has renewed our view of history when Imam Yassine talked about the historical breakdown that has altered the legitimate Khilafah into a rapacious kingship. With the publication of his third book, The Prophetic Method, in 1982, Imam Yassine's theory became lucid with the incorporation of the objectives and means of Islamic activism that seek to extricate the Muslim community from oppression and indolence in light of teachings of the Quran and the prophetic Sunnah. Imam Yassine regards the prophetic method as the apparatus through which the Islamic law is both governed and enforced in place and time. Likewise, the subsequent intellectual, spiritual, and literary books and missives which Imam Yassine authored have had an in-depth elaboration of the project of the prophetic method as concerns various socio-political, intellectual, and spiritual issues such as justice, ihsan, democracy, shura, human rights, modernity, jurisprudence, history, women issues, economy, and so on. Imam Yassine's project of change exceeds 30 books on urgent and different issues. Among the titles, The Muslim Woman Journey into the Light, Justice, Islamists and Governance, Spiritual Perfection, and the Prophetic Method. In the era of prophethood and right predecessors, the Islamic fiqh was comprehensive, but just after the historical breakdown it scattered and dispersed into diverse areas. Imam Yassine wants to regain that holistic inclusiveness. In celebration of the landmarks of renewal, along with the Imam's distinctive books, studies, and missives, an international conference was held in December 2012. A number of researchers and scholars from universities and centers from different countries participated in the conference. They studied the centrality of the Holy Quran and the theory of the prophetic method. We want to introduce Imam Yassine in his entire and integrated personality and his theoretical and practical method as a spiritual mentor, a guide to God, a revealer of truth, a theorist, a man of thought, and a creative thinker. Imam Abdessalam Yassine's legacy is not the property of Morocco alone. He is one of the Muslim community milestones. His legacy is the heritage of all Muslims. One of the main objectives of introducing his school of thought to Muslims and Islamic movements is to unify the Islamic thought and understanding. This conference achieves another goal, which is to make known the school of thought of Imam Abdessalam Yassine and promote it worldwide after it has been known only within a certain geographic location for reasons that we prefer not to talk about. Verily, this conference is a great step towards getting the Islamic world to know this Imam and his school of thought. He has the right to be known, and Muslims have the right to know him too. Soon after the passing of Imam Yassine in December 13, 2013, many intellectuals and researchers have become interested in his rich legacy. Many international symposia and conferences were organized in Morocco and Europe, tackling various subjects like religion, revelation, mind, renewal, and change. And soon studies and research papers have emerged successively, heralding an international interest over time and across generations.